All right. All right, let's ride. Ready?
Yeah. I thought you did another 3, 2.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to another round of Ab-So-Lute 2901 Productions and 48 Media presents proudly to you another round of Ab-So-Lute. I said it wrong, but that's okay.
Let's fuck up.
There you go.
What's happening? It's your man Eric, aka old but not too old to know not to wear khakis.
I don't have a problem with khakis. I wear khakis. I have to sometimes. This is your boy Marlon.
Well, that ain't your fault.
No, I wouldn't. It's not a preference. It's definitely not a preference.
So you gotta wear them by force.
Yeah, yeah. Like khakis are like for like mid-50s.
Yeah,
Like
you gotta be retired to wear khakis.
Right, khakis with the New Balance shoes. Not is it New Balance?
Man. New Balance is starting to come
Yeah,
back.
with the big old N on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you get your Greg Norman golf shirt, khakis, and some New Balance.
I ain't wearing khakis. Nope. Can't do it.
I think it'll be faded away by the time we get to that age.
I doubt it.
No, because the young, the people in today's time, they're a little bit more hip. They, we not like our parents or the parents' parents.
I don't know. All I know is if you gotta go pee and you use the bathroom and you don't shake good enough and you wearing khakis,
It is visible. It is damn sure visible.
everybody gonna know you dribbling.
And then you gotta wear the pins. You have no choice.
Man, this is off subject, but like 2 weeks ago, I should have brought this up when we was having that conversation about like best and worst songs in the last episode.
Okay.
But dude, I had a dream that I was a mumble rapper and it scared the shit out of me.
Ooh.
It was like, but all my lyrics was like jibbity jip, bibbity blip.
That's a nightmare. Jibbity jib.
I promise you, I wish I could. Man, if I had time, I'd just go on my phone and look at the notes because I woke up and I jotted down what I was saying in the dream. That shit had me laughing my ass off.
Oh my god, that is hilarious. That's a nightmare right there.
All right, but on the other things, man, what's been going on with you?
Nothing much, brother. Just living.
Yeah, I get you on that one. Sometimes feel like we working to live instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, living life instead of living life, we work.
Yeah, however that quote go.
Yeah,
So I know I fucked it up. So what?
and I ain't help.
Magic of editing.
There you go.
So you probably won't even hear this. All right, man. So we got something pretty interesting for everybody listening today.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know that if you work a 9 to 5, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna come across some crazy shit at work.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of shit, we did a promo yesterday, and I said a few curse words in it, so I let my mom hear it. She told me I had a potty mouth. So, Mom, I just want to thank you for the potty mouth because I definitely got that from you. On another note, I think today we're gonna try and cover crazy work stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a few that I can think of. I mean, y'all might have heard a little bit of some of them in previous episodes with the breast milk and the guy touching my face. Yeah. Both weird. And still traumatized by that. But I had to dig up some crazy work stories to get a few reactions from. And we're going to start off with this first one. The first one says, I ghosted my ex and she's about to be my new boss. So right off the bat, that's already crazy.
So that means you got to update your resume. Go ahead and update your LinkedIn profile because you're out.
All right, so it says, in order to avoid being tangled in a breakup drama, this guy ghosted his girlfriend of 3 years. He left the country to pursue a new job as a math teacher in an international school. After he had some success, his new job, he found out that his ex-girlfriend was offered a position at the school that he was working at to be his superior. Not only was he like thrown off by this, they had to try and come up with some ways that they can work together, you know what I mean, so it wouldn't be weird. After setting up a meeting between the writer, the ex, and HR to discuss the past lover's tricky relationship, the HR representative found that while it was not a fireable offense, they did have to put a few measures in place to avoid possible problems in the future. It says including only when talking only when a third party is present, documenting all meetings, and limiting their interactions beyond school. So the guy didn't like that, so he quit.
But that's fair.
It is fair.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Like, if you are in that situation and those parameters are set, that's a pretty fair deal. What's the problem?
And if you already went ghost on this chick that you was dating for 3 years, you don't want to have that much interaction with her in the first place.
Right. You shouldn't want to.
Right. So I wouldn't have quit.
I wouldn't go in the teacher's lounge with her. Nothing. I just, yeah.
Probably one reason why I never date anybody that I work with. I mean, I have before, but yeah.
It's not the best.
Absolutely not the best.
No pun intended. So, look, I have a crazy work story. You may not remember this because I thought it was hilarious.
Was it
It's when we worked together.
Days? Oh, okay.
It's when we worked together.
All right.
So, upper management used to always get on me about protecting you or saying that I was protecting you, right?
Me?
Yeah.
That sounds like some Dolly shit.
Okay. Yes. So, okay. So I was told that I constantly protected you, and I won't say the other employee's name, but she did not do any kind of work, and you came in after her.
Okay.
If you can remember what I'm talking about?
Kinda.
Okay. So anyway, I was working the desk, and a guest comes up to me, and he says, "Hey, I just want to let you know someone used the bathroom and missed the toilet." And you were coming in, I think, at 11. And she had left property, sneaking off property, but I always want to tell on you. But anyway, so I went in the bathroom, and there's like this big ass log on the floor, right?
How do you miss?
I think they did that on purpose.
Wow.
It couldn't have been a child. Like, this is like adult shit.
Oh.
So, okay, she creeps her ass back into the building, and I was gonna get it up. I had no problem doing that. I don't have a problem doing it. I would have did it, but because she was so spiteful, I left the shit on the floor for her. So she comes by the desk and she says, "Did anybody call for me?" I said, "No, nobody called for you, but we got a situation in the bathroom. I don't know what the situation is because I haven't had a chance to leave the desk. So if you can go in there and take care of it because there's nobody else here." And she comes around the corner. She's like, "Man, somebody put doo-doo. Somebody put doo-doo on the floor. Why you put doo-doo on the floor? I don't want to touch nobody else's doo-doo." And she's literally crying. So I said, "Oh, it's shit on the floor?" She's like, "Yeah, it's doo-doo on the floor." And I was like, "Well, you got to get it up." And she was like, "I don't want to touch nobody else's doo-doo." I said, "Are you going to work the front desk?" "I don't know how to." I said, "Well, you got to get the doo-doo up then." So she was like, "But can't I just leave?" I said, "We're busy. You have to get the doo-doo up."
So she just wanted to leave the shit on the floor.
She wanted to leave the shit on the floor for you. So she was gonna leave the shit on the floor for you, but I made her go get that shit up.
That heifer.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She was always very spiteful to people or being sneaky and stuff. But you never know when you got to get shit off the floor. So you should be good to people.
Hell no, man. I don't know. I probably would have did. I mean, just cover it with a shitload of paper towels and get you a broom or something. You ain't got to touch it with your hand.
Right. But it was just the principle of it. I could have got the shit up. I just didn't want to. I've gotten shit up before. I have another shit story.
You got too many shit stories. And the one is already enough.
So that same bathroom, so a guest comes up to the desk and he says, I think someone had a big issue in your bathroom and you might want to shut it down. So I was like, well, I'm just thinking it's probably shit on the toilet or whatever, right?
All right, you shut it down. It sounds like it's a murder scene in the bathroom.
Right. So I go in the bathroom. As soon as I open the door, it smelled the way that room on Saw Part 1 looked. The one with the two dudes in there. Yeah. And it stinks so bad. And then, just like Michael Jackson, he said doo-doo and feces all over the wall. Man, somebody asshole projectile on the ceiling, the walls, on the urinal, outside of the toilet area, on the floor, on the toilet. It was shit everywhere. Like, everywhere. Like, somebody played a sick game. Like, they did that on purpose.
That's disgusting.
Like, they literally, either they asshole can projectile, or either they took it and just threw it. Like, everywhere.
They had to be playing in that shit like it was snow or something.
Right.
That's nasty.
Right. Brown snowballs. But it was like diarrhea and solid everywhere. So anyway, I said, I was like, fuck, right? Because I'm like the only one that's going to do it, right? I knew I was the only person that was going to do it. And so me being the good employee I am, I went and got all this equipment, put this shit on.
Hazmat.
Yeah. And I went in the bathroom and I cleaned for a long, long time. And I was so mad because this thing, the smell didn't even go away. So then this big, I cleaned it up, put the ozone machine in there, and the ozone machine is what hotels use for you weed smokers. And also, we had this thing that spray out mist, like deodorize. I put both of them in there. And as I'm in there on the floor, just doing some final touches, this big, heavyset white dude, he looks like one of them $1 billion oil owners with the tassel and the cowboy hat. And he walks in, he says, "Hoo-wee, it smells like shit in here." And I just looked up at him. It's like, you have no idea, you son of a bitch. In my mind, that's what I wanted to say. I didn't say it out loud, but I did look up at him. I was just like,
if you only knew what it looked like in here before you got here.
And he looked like he probably did it.
Like the dude from House Party.
Neck like Mike Tyson.
Well, luckily I ain't got no shit stories. Working at the hotel or working in the airport. Well, obviously not in the airport. I mean, if somebody had to shit on themselves while I was working at the airport, there's so many other companies that would have had to deal with that before it got to me. So I don't think that's something I could handle. Not at the airport anyway. There's way too many people from way too many different countries. And
Legos feces.
Oh man, we used to have to work this flight. Now, when I was working at the airport, I used to do what they call baggage service assistant. So when passengers come off of their international flights, they would have to bring their bags to us. We'll take their bags and put them on a conveyor belt, and they go down to wherever they got to go before they get separated and taken to the next flight. And if you are from Lagos and you hear this, I'm so sorry. But that flight, I don't know if it was the duration of the flight or if somebody forgot their deodorant. Because that flight, as a collective, even if you were just on it, that stench stuck to you. Everybody dreaded working that flight. I don't know what it was. I don't even think it was the people. I think it was like the foods that they were bringing back. And it was horrible. And so people would come, like, as soon as the flight get there, everybody be like, oh shit, here come that damn Legos flight. Everybody be trying to go on break at the same time. So they ain't got to be down there to work it. And if you get you know what it was? I think somebody once told me that it was like a certain kind of cheese that they brought over.
Ass cheese?
Possibly. But because the suitcases of some of the people, like the shit was really, really heavy. Like, I mean, so it had to be something in that suitcase. So it had to be food or
dead body.
I mean, if you getting a dead body through security at the airport, then you a genius. But whatever it was,
if it smell that bad, they don't want to check it.
Yeah, that shit was horrible, man. I was so happy when they moved that flight to come in early morning. I was like, yes, I ain't got to work till 2:00. That mean they ain't gonna be nowhere near that flight.
But you know what used to be funny is you would call me. I would be on the phone laughing my ass off. That used to be the funniest shit ever. And you would they walk by, you like, how you doing? Damn, she stank.
Bad odor is bad odor. You ever see those commercials where it's like you got nose blindness or something?
Yes.
Man, I swear it's like that.
And then
for
the
a lot of
object,
people.
Whatever you got nose blindness to, like if it's nachos, it's nachos. You'll see actual nachos.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you see on the Legos flight? Just asses?
Ass cheese.
We're gonna have to look that up. I don't know what ass cheese is.
I don't know, but whatever it is, keep it out your suitcase because that was not fun.
And it sounds like it comes from Legos. No offense.
Speaking of foods, though, I know just about anybody who works in an office setting or somewhere where your break room has a refrigerator and you can bring your lunch to work. Mm-hmm. Everybody has to deal with this problem. Right. Motherfuckers stealing your food.
Yes. At work.
That's the most trifling shit that anybody could ever do. Well,
I agree.
Second to spitting on you.
Dang, if anybody ever spit on me at work, we're going to jail.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Like somebody going to hell and somebody going to jail.
This second story I found, the title says, a coworker stole my spicy food, got sick, and is now blaming me.
Well,
after a coworker stole this employee's clearly labeled food out of the refrigerator and started eating it, the thief came running out of the kitchen, having a hard time breathing, apparently, ran to the bathroom, started vomiting. Then the employee later accused the coworker of trying to poison him. And now the employee had a full-fledged HR investigation.
And if HR, see, this is the thing. I'm mad at Human Resources for even entertaining that.
Exactly.
And it's so comical nowadays with Human Resources in most places. They entertain the dumbest things or they let the dumbest things go. And it just really goes to show like a lack of training or a lack of experience nowadays.
First of all, if you get sick eating somebody else's food that you stole out your work refrigerator, you got what you deserve.
Well, technically, you should be fired because that's stealing. It's not your property.
Yeah, that too. I'd rather see their ass get sick.
Well, I'm just saying because I'm old school. I've been working since 1995, so I came up through the old school way. Like that's termination. There's if there's an investigation, it's a very short investigation, and you're gone. And being sick at the same time.
Oh well, I hope that food was worth it.
Apparently not. That person must be a good cook though, since they stuff always getting stolen.
Oh, unless they just buying their food. Especially if I bought my food and paid some high ass fast food prices.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
And I'd be extra pissed. Like I wouldn't be as well. I don't know. Buying fast food that we probably didn't need to buy, and somebody eating it versus a meal that you cooked at home, made yourself, and you probably got leftovers at the house, but that's besides the point. Right. But you still took your time to go to the grocery store, buy the ingredients, come back, cook it. You know what I mean?
That would piss me off.
Which would you be more pissed off at?
I would be pissed off if you took anything of mine. There's no variable. Like I'm just pissed.
I got levels of being pissed off. Well,
You just taking something that is not yours. I don't care if it's fast food or if I cooked it. I'm pissed. Don't touch my shit. And especially if I see you doing it. Oh my God.
I don't know. I think food thieves at work, they gotta have everybody's lunch schedule like planned out. Like they gotta know who eats only half of their food and saves the rest, and who just don't leave nothing in the refrigerator at all. And on what days?
I think they just walk in and just
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. When I worked at the airport, if somebody's food was missing in the refrigerator, I always assumed it was not the cleaners, but we used to have people that worked on the roofs, and the construction workers would come down and they would be in our break room sometime. Mm-hmm. I just always assumed it was them because it was a lot of them. Like you didn't really know who was in and out of there. Like, but the cleaners, it was the same cleaners pretty much every other day.
right.
I mean, it's only a few of those that was up there. Like sometimes I come in the break room and they be sitting down watching the football game, and then the whole break room still be dirty. I'm like, ain't you supposed to be doing something?
But it's amazing that people don't knock out their primary job duty nowadays.
Yeah, I used to always clean what I needed to clean before I sat in the back and played Xbox.
Yeah, just knock it out real quick.
Man, I made some popcorn at work one day, working at the airport, and messed around and burnt that shit. Man, that burnt popcorn smell traveled all the way upstairs to the tower. Somebody came downstairs like, "What's on fire?" I was like, I don't know.
You wasn't gonna let them know you fucked up.
I think somebody burnt something in the microwave. I was the only one in the break room. I damn sure ain't claim no. I'll be the first one talking about who cooked some burnt popcorn. I done overcooked noodles in the microwave.
Overcooked noodles?
Not paying attention. And then they boil over in the little container that I got.
Then all the water.
All in the bottom of the microwave. I had to clean it out.
Oh, at least you cleaned it out, because I wouldn't left it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have left. I couldn't
I wouldn't
have
have left it.
Burnt popcorn, man, you can't do nothing about that.
Ain't nothing you can do about that.
But if you got water and stuff all at the bottom of the microwave, I'd clean that out.
I don't think I would have.
I wouldn't clean it if it's somebody else's, though.
What about if you got to use it?
I just won't eat that thing. I don't like cleaning up after grown folks, man. Like, if we share anything and I got to clean up after you, I don't like that shit.
I feel you.
Like, because if I can use something and clean it out when I'm done, you should be able to do the same thing.
I agree. So, okay, I have this is my all-time favorite story at work. So, I was standing at the front desk. Everybody left me at the front desk this particular day. This is like all of the people that we know, basically.
Okay. Well, it wasn't me, because like I said before, I wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't even think you was working there at this. Yeah, I think you were. But anyway.
Night shift. They always left me.
It was like doing shift change. So this is like everybody we know. Mm-hmm. So you know what? You get the crew.
Yeah.
The crew. So, okay. So they're all doing whatever they doing. And it's me and this police officer. We're at the front desk talking. So I see this dude in the outside, like from a distance. He walking like he drunk. He kind of walking like the dude on RoboCop when that acid hit him. If you remember that. So I seen him. I didn't really pay any attention. I was just like, okay, I see old boy. You know, it is what it is. So the police officer was a very overzealous police officer, in my opinion, at that time. Hopefully he's not as overzealous now. But anywho, the guy comes into the building, and okay, I grew up on the west side of Atlanta, which is deemed the hood. Then I moved to the SWAT sides, which is deemed the hood too, but it's not as hood as the west side. But anyway, if you grew up in the hood, when you see somebody that's walking like that, and then I notice blood is everywhere, right? I'm like, oh shit, I got to go, because where I come from, they ain't finished. Mm-hmm. So the police officer, this Bruce Willis cop wannabe ass dude, I'm thinking he gonna take care of the situation. He shook. I run to the back. Cause you know you can't get back there unless you put in the code. So fuck both of them. I don't care.
Watch through the cameras.
Right. So I did peek my head back out, and he was like, "You need some help?" This fucker's arm is blown off, bro. Like, yeah, he needs help. So the dude come in there. And after the cop asked him, "Do he needs help?" He said, "Excuse me, I need some help," and just passed the fuck out. Right?
Damn.
Blood is everywhere. Okay. So I come back out, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I think I called 911. Like, you know. And he was calling 911 too, but he hadn't lost my confidence. I hadn't lost all confidence in him. So I'm like, you know, yeah, this dude's like bleeding everywhere. Get your ass up here. Okay, so here comes all these guests and people and all this stuff. And by me being like the senior person at the time, it was kind of like on me because nobody else was there.
All right.
Okay. So I'm trying to get all the guests to like step away. I call Mike, our friend Mike. I'm like, "You need to bring your ass back downstairs. I need your help." He's like, "I'm not finished yet." I'm like, "Everybody needs to come back. Wherever y'all at, everybody get your ass back down here."
Mayday.
Right. Okay. So this guest, and I don't mind saying his name was Pete Dixon. I could not stand this man. I'm human. I mean, I know I was in hospitality, but I just could not stand this particular guest. He comes in. He says, "Oh, I was a medic in NAM. Let me step in there." Takes his belt off, puts it on the dude's arm. This dude basically has no fucking arm. Like, you can see his bones.
Dang.
Like the two bones that are in here. You can see all that shit. Like, he had nothing. So he puts the belt over here, and he's working on this dude. And all the while I'm looking, I'm like, he ain't got no damn gloves on. Okay. I was like, well, he don't know if this dude got any kind of diseases or whatever. So ambulance finally came and got old dude, and this young lady named Sika and this young lady named Lorraine, they started cleaning up the blood. I was like, "What are you guys doing?" They was like, "They can't just stay here forever." I was like, "Well, shit, okay."
With no gloves on?
No, they was equipped. So, okay. The next day, Mr. Dixon comes down to the desk. He says, "Can I see your boss?" And I was like, "Sure." And I was like, "Is there anything I can do? Because that's what you're trained to do." I didn't want to help him, though. He's like, I think I need to go get tested because I just thought about it. I just jumped in there and started working on the guy. He could have AIDS. I was like, yeah. Now you got it. Like, in my mind, right? You know, I wanted to say that so bad because he's such an asshole. But anyway, I go in the back. I say to my boss, I was like, "Hey, Mr. Dixon wants to get tested because he think he might have AIDS from the incident that happened yesterday." And my boss is like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, he said he might got AIDS. So what do you want me to do? Send him down to where we go get drug tested at?" He's like, "Yeah, let's just do that. That's really weird." I said he was working on the guy with no gloves on. I put that in the report. He was like, "You did? I didn't even think about that. What? Why would he do that?" I said, "I don't know."
Probably those old ass instincts.
Look, dude. Look, this ain't NAM.
It ain't.
He pissed me off so bad. So he went on down there and took the test or whatever. I think they got back with him like the next day or whatever. He's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I got grandkids." Well, you should have thought about that for you trying to act like you a military medic and shit again.
I don't even think now you can tell if you got AIDS like from testing within a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah, you got home tests you can do. So, long story short, what happened to the guy? The guy was sleeping with a married man. I mean, married woman. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Well, that escalated.
I've actually had that happen. That's another story I can tell. But anyway, the guy was sleeping with a married woman. The husband followed the woman to the hotel across the street. The confrontation happened in the parking lot. The husband had a double barrel shotgun, and as the guy was going to protect his face. Bow, and the buckshot just took his arm off. So they had to amputate his arm.
Dang.
So husband's in jail. Dude don't have an arm, and the wife is fucking somebody else. The end.
I guess ain't no moral to that story.
Hey, look, if you got to go sleep with somebody else, I ain't that emotionally drawn to nobody to the point where I'm gonna go try to kill the other person. I ain't going to jail for nobody. I won't even go to jail for my son. If he ever do anything, I'm gonna be like, oh, stay right here. I got you, son. Stay right here. I'm like, police, this nigga is in here. Come and get him. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Come and get him.
I don't know. I think as dads, if you do have a son, you just at the point where you like, you screw up, you gotta deal with your consequences.
I ain't going to jail for my daughter. Fuck them. Fuck them kids. I ain't going to jail for them. When I'm gonna go to jail for eating? Did you hear about what they doing to Bill Cosby in jail? I don't want to be like Bill Cosby.
What, throwing pudding at him?
No, they throwing stale hot dog buns at him. They took his cane. He fell down the stairs. And then they won't even feed him regular prison food. All they feed him is chocolate pudding. I don't want to be like that. Fuck them kids. I ain't trying to be like Bill.
Well, he ain't go to jail for his kids. He went to jail because he fucked up.
Yeah, he be making them whole sleepwalk. I get that, but I'm just saying I'm not going to jail because the same thing that happened to Bill could happen to me.
You don't want them still hot dog buns?
Hell no, throwing no hard hot dog buns at me. You got to stop throwing the hot dog buns at me, dog. Ouch, that really hurt. They're going to call Camille to get me out of jail.
I'm through with your ass. We gonna end that shit right here. Oh man, that's some funny shit, man. Oh man. And so obviously we got a lot more shit to talk about, but we gonna end that here.
Yeah.
And just say some more. Say the rest for later. But we appreciate y'all for listening to us. Another round of Ab-So-Lute with this crazy motherfucker Marlon. Special guest appearance by Bill Cosby. And I didn't eat the pudding. All right, y'all. So we'll see y'all next time.
All right, till next time.
We out.
All right.